Life has been on busy mode for a couple of months. I have been away most weekends for weddings and various get togethers, and don't get me wrong, it's been really fun. But I've been landing back at home feeling somewhat socially burnt out with my body clock all over the shop and just a bit drained. And this has definitely impacted my creative itch and proactivity. I find myself at a creative loose end, you could say. So, with my first weekend free in a while, I figured rather than taking on a new project right now and making something from scratch, which feels way too overwhelming, instead, I'm going to tackle pieces in my already overflowing wardrobe that don't bring me enough joy as they currently are. And this means tailoring items to make them fit how I like and adjusting things which don't feel quite right currently. I'm hoping that a bout of productivity and physically doing stuff with my hands again will spark a little bit of joy and satisfaction and might help encourage me out of my creative rut. Welcome. Here is the first contender for the What Were They Thinking category. And it looks cute. It's like an A-line, kind of purpley, silver little mini dress. And then you're like, oh, wait, what is that? Side detailing. Under the armpit detail buttons. And just to note, this is the zip to actually open and close the dress on the side here. But why? In what world do you need detailing side buttons? So bizarre. It doesn't add asymmetric under the arm buttons. Why? My plan is they might make more sense here. So I'm going to move them. Very simple job to start off with. This is obviously a really easy project, and it was just to get me in the mood, be a bit therapeutic. It's doing everything by hand, taking the buttons off and putting them back on. A lot of hand sewing. Well, not even that much, but a really enjoyable little project. And I was trying to do it as tidy as possible. Voila, no more side buttons. And instead, these are going to get transferred to the front. And of course, I measured the rough distance that I want them apart with the ruler, kind of in line with how they already were, to be honest. I think it was about 1.5 centimeters to 2 centimeters. And as long as I make it a distance between each button kind of consistent, then it should work out pretty well. Doesn't this just make so much more sense? Everything's symmetrical. The central buttons add a cute detail to the v-neck dress. Much better. Project 1 finished. Okay, next up in the What Were They Thinking category is this little number, which is really cute. I love the colour, I love the fabric. It's got like a little floral embroidered or kind of embossed detail. It's not embroidery. And cowl front, and you're like, what's wrong with it? Great question, I hear you ask. Cowl front, cowl back. Who needs a nice little gaping cowl back? Isn't that the most bizarre design choice? I don't get it. So I think I need to uncowl that back and just maybe put like a dart in at the middle is the plan, but it's got a really nice little zip up kind of number detailing, which is fine on its own, I think, but cowl front, cowl back. Why? First order of business is removing the label, as it's perfectly central at the back of the dress where I want the dart to go. And the dart does not need extra bulk, so it's got to go. I think the brand, in case you're wondering, Kiss the Sky, was an Urban Outfitters special, but to be honest, I got this dress on Vinted, so I'm not very precious about it. It was secondhand already, so it's a bit of a tester, and it's fine if it doesn't work, but hopefully it will. When I was trying the dress on, I did measure and roughly estimate how much I think needs to come off of the back, and therefore how wide my dart needs to be to then take it into where I want my waist to sit at the back. And I tried it on again inside out before doing this sewing section bit, but you don't need to see that. So here's project 2 finished, and I feel so much more comfortable in it. My work admittedly is imperfect. The dart has a slight pucker at the bottom, but honestly, it's not very noticeable and I can live with it. Next up, third and final project is this black midi dress, which is ridiculously comfortable, but it's pretty frumpy on me. And I feel like the length of the dress cuts my leg off at a really unflattering stage on me personally. So I think I'm going to make it into a mini length dress above my knees and bring in a little bit more fun by using the scrap fabric to make a ruffle detail at the bottom. That's the plan. So I measured roughly where I wanted it and started cutting, which I kind of followed the pattern along and then realized the pattern was cut slightly non-straight. So then I had to do some readjusting, but it kind of worked overall. And then I pinned it to the length that I thought I wanted it on me to be pre-ruffle. So this is extra short. So to make the ruffle, firstly, I cut the scrap fabric into 2 bands. I then cut each band so that I had 2 really long strips of fabric, aka really, really long rectangles. And then I joined the 2 strips together to make an extra, extra long loop of fabric. And hopefully that kind of makes sense, but hey, this isn't a tutorial. I then hemmed one side of the ruffle strip, added a basting stitch, gathered and attached it to the main dress. And that's all there is to it. So it wasn't too bad, this project. It just took a while, but I feel like it turned out very cute. I expected it to be probably a summer dress, but I actually think it's perfect for autumn. Maybe add some brown suede tones, and I think it'll be really, really cute. Maybe like an orange jumper. I'm excited to wear this. Again, it's still really, really, really comfortable. I think it's a bit more fun with the ruffle detailing. So I'm going to leave it there for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again soon.